Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Clash with Sam here today, and today I'm actually going to show you a Arena 7 barbarian deck. As you can see, I'm in Arena 7 Royal Arena. Yep, so I'm in Arena 7, and all these cards are Arena 7 friendly. You don't see many Elite Barb decks that are totally Arena 7 friendly. Normally you've got like a nice column in there or something else, but all of these cards are Arena 7 friendly, which is when you unlock the Elite Barbs, and obviously they've had a massive buff lately, so they're actually very useful. So I'm going to show you a couple of replays today, but just before that I'll go over the premise of this deck. So your main attacking cards are these two cards, Hog Rider and Elite Barbs, and the two main plays are off the bat Hog Rider or off the bat Elite Barbs, and then you just got to keep a lot of pressure on, because as you can see, the rest of our deck, there are a few defensive cards, but it isn't the best defensive deck, but you can do well. So then what you want to do is obviously defend with your Tombstone, Mega Minion, and Valks, and then your Fire Spirits can be used on defense, but what they're really good for is a lot of people are running both Skami and Minion Horde lately. So if they're running the Skeleton Army and you want to drop off your Elite Barbs, you go Elite Barbs and zap the Skami, and that'll actually let your Elite Barbs get onto the tower and get a lot of damage off. And if they're running Minion Horde, you just drop down Elite Barbs and Fire Spirits, and it does an equally good job, destroys all of them. Let your Elite Barbs get a lot of damage off. The same can be done with the Hog Rider. You can also switch out the Tombstone for the cannon if you so wish, also pleased to do. I just prefer the Tombstone because I think it's a lot more versatile. So my first replay here, this is actually a perfect example of how this deck is going to be used. So I'm just going to watch it back, commentate over the top, and just give you a quick run through. So I start off with a pretty poor hand, don't have my Hog or the Elite Barb, so I just start cycling with that Tombstone, and then I put down the Minion Horde just to clean up that Goblin Barrel. He is a level 9 and I'm a level down, so I need to be quite aggressive off the bat. So I drop down my Hog with Fire Spirits and then go to work. But now you see, this is probably my worst play throughout the entire game. Okay, so I dropped off Fire Spirits, we dropped off his Minion Horde late. And that allowed him to just make mincemeat of my Tombstone, and his Prince got a lot of damage off, which was not good for me, because normally a Prince dies to a Tombstone, but because in that instance he had Minion Horde still up, it wasn't a good time for me. So there again, I'm just trying to clean up after that Goblin Barrel, because he will be doing a lot of chip damage. And then I just go for a small push here just to try and get a little bit of damage done. So now what does he do? He drops off his Minion Horde, and I thought now I need to fireball his Minion Horde so I don't get him doing the same push to me that he just did and more damage done to my tower. And this is where he really messes up, I think. So he drops down his rocket, okay? As soon as he drops his down, I sense that he's at a massive elixir deficit, so I drop down my Elite Barbs. He's got nothing to counter them with. Then I drop down the Hog Rider. At this point, I just do absolute work on his King Tower, because I sensed after he dropped that rocket that he didn't have a lot of elixir. And now I've gone from quite far behind to really leading. So then I just defend with the Valk. Defensive's up there, and I've just done really well there. My tower is low, but his King Tower is down to half health. And then I drop down the final Elite Barbs push, and I think this should be the end of his tower. Yeah, here you go. Look, so that was an easy win. It just shows he slips up once. I do a little bit of BM here, I think. Yeah, he slips up once, and I sense that, and I'll punish him for it. This next replay, where is it here? This is quite funny actually. I really like. The only reason I like this is for his first push went so badly. So I just dropped down the Hog to see how he's going to respond to that, and to my surprise, he doesn't respond to it at all. And that really confused me, because normally, like that Hog Rider you see just did it did 1,000 damage pretty much. So we really should respond there. Drop down Fire Spirits and Elite Barbs, and then he tried to sense that I was at a massive elixir deficit, which I was, and he dropped down. It would have been an absolute disastrous push if I didn't have a zap. So I just thought that was funny, because his push there was just waiting for me to get low on elixir, and he did, and I just shut it down with 2 elixir. Here, like I said, this is the perfect example of the tombstone shutting down the prince, and then quite a few things will also counter the Hog Rider, like Valk and Mega Minion will. And the great thing is about the Hog Rider, you don't have to worry about positive elixir trades because you won't actually do any damage to them. So then they'll go in, you can build your counter push, which I did quite well here. I also got 1,000 damage on that tower. And then this is one of my favourite plays. Every time someone drops down a minion horde, you always have to go zap, because it's just such a good trade. And here, I really had to, the reason I dropped down that tombstone is because I had to cycle back through to my Valk so I could clean up that skeleton army. And then I'll just speed this up because it's quite boring from here on out. But you can see, I just let his prince go there, and then the reason I dropped down those Elite Barbs late is that I have a bit more health, because if he hits me with a charge, it's game over. But Hog Rider, Elite Barb, absolute OP combo. So I'll just try and jump into a live game here. I haven't warmed up at all, so blame me if I don't win, but I'll try to show how good this is. So he is a level higher than me, so we're going to start off with just a Hog Rider push. He goes Scar me, doesn't get one hit off. We're actually going to fireball this because it's got that minion horde in there. And he's going to be up on elixir from the get-go here because my Hog Rider did nothing. But you see in my hand now, I've actually got the Elite Barbs and Fire Spirits. So I'm going to drop this down. And these Elite, oh, he's got Elite Barbs too. But you see those Fire Spirits just go to work on those Elite Barbs, and then I just drop down. Oh, that zap was so wasted. I really didn't need that zap. I should have traced his Goblin Barrel. Hopefully she, yeah, there she go. She targeted. Oh, he's done really well. So I'm gonna have to drop down the tombstone because I've literally got nothing else that can counter her. But she's just some work. Do you guys find this, that if you've got a legendary, you often get put up against other people with legendary cards? Because for example, I've got Sparky, he's got the Princess, and I often feel like I get put up against people who also have legendary cards. I don't know if I'm correct there, or if that's just kind of, I don't know, a placebo effect. But we definitely haven't seen all of his cards yet. And I can't remember at all what level. There you go, they are zappable level. But you saw that one Elite Barb on low health there, just to work on the tower. I'll have to Fire Spirit her. And we really are behind here, but double elixir time. I've dropped my Elite Barbs off once. He's dropped off his off multiple times, that's why it's such an elixir advantage. But we can fireball this, so hopefully drop down, and we did. And then you see, you might think right now, like, I'm in a bit of trouble. But my Hog should get one hit off, and he does. And then like this. And then we've defended that really well, like really well. And then we can drop down our Elite Barbs and get a counter push going. And we can zap. And he's actually resolved to fireball in our tower. And here we go, this is the push. If you get Elite Barbs down, that is a push. He couldn't respond to that, and now he's rocketing, just trying everything he can. But that's a win for us. So that's a good win, just demonstrates how good this deck is. It's quite a stable deck. However, it can be said that, like you saw there, one push does make it. So if you don't get that push, it does get hard, and you do draw quite a lot unless you can get that one push. But as you saw there, this is a deck. Try it out by all means. It's a sick deck. You can, like I said, switch out the tombstone for the cannon. If you've got the money, you can switch that out for the hog. You can mix it up, but that is the bare bones of it. So I hope you enjoyed, and